Welcome back. I'm back. You're back. Hey, we back. Welcome everyone to this episode on the Ultimate Sports TV, guys. We saw an incredible, exciting week one, everyone. So exciting to see football back again. We saw some great games, some great players have some great performances, and some surprising players have surprising performances, everyone. We got to recap week one before we move on to week two predictions. Can't wait for week two, but let's recap some week one stuff, everyone. I'm going to have a lot of other videos out on week one recaps and reactions, everyone. And this one, here's my reaction for the Bills and Steelers game, mainly focusing on the Steelers. The Steelers pass rush proved that they can win their team games, and that's a really, really big statement because not many teams can do that because they don't have enough playmakers and just because they're not built as different as the Steelers, everyone. Before I get more into this and hop more in depth into it, everyone, please make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the Ultimate Sports TV. Like this video for me, share this video and YouTube channel. Then comment down below how you think the Steelers played and if they need more improving, and how you think the Bills played down in the comment section below, everyone. But look, when I looked at that Steelers and Bills game, one thing stood out to me about really this whole game, and that's that the Steelers pass rush is clutch and can win this team games, everyone. When you look at the stats, TJ Watt, Cameron Hayward, and Melvin Ingram, who was newly acquired for this defensive line in replacement of Bud Dupree, they all were leaders in pressures in week one. That's incredible. You have three players on the same team who were top 5 in pressures in week one. And that only says one thing. When you see how much Josh Allen had to run for his life, how many times that he was sacked, how many times he was disrupted because TJ Watt was in his face, because Melvin Ingram was in his face, because Cameron Hayward was in his face. It really tells a story about how impactful this Steelers defensive line was at getting pressure and also stopping the run, because there was a point in this game where the Bills kind of needed to lean on that run game because that pass game was not going, because that pass rush was able to get after them. But that defensive line still responded as a run defending defensive line too. So with the versatility of that Steelers defensive line, I really see them being able to win the Steelers games this year. When you see Josh Allen fumble as many times as he did, when you see him have as many interceptions because the pass rush was able to get disruption, when you have TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, Melvin Ingram, Tyson Alualu, Alex Highsmith, and you still haven't even had Stephon Tuitt come back, the Steelers defensive line and their pass rush, and I don't really credit the Steelers much just because if you know me, you know I'm not a big fan of the Steelers. But look, their pass rush did really well, and I think it won them the game versus the Bills. And really, when you look at it, their secondary is vulnerable. You saw some vulnerable parts of their secondary, but the pass rush was so effective that you were able to really allow Josh Allen to really make some bad throws because your pass rush was so good. And when you see that, Josh Allen was kind of exposed in this game, knowing that a great pass rush can really disrupt them from being so explosive. The Steelers' defensive line and pass rush did that. When you see that, it shows you that their pass rush is really impactful, and it can expose different and really, really good quarterbacks, especially in Josh Allen. Now, look, I think they had a great game plan for Josh Allen, limit how much he can run, but get consistent pressure on him with your playmakers. And look, I do have to give some credit to the Steelers secondary for some of the plays they made. Now, it's not the best secondary in the world, and I think they showed that, but I think Mike Tomlin and the defense executed well with the game plan to stop Stephon Diggs, and their receivers, they weren't able to get and execute much up top when you're talking about the Bills. So look, when you look also on the offensive side of the ball for the Steelers, they had to do a lot of short throws in this game just because Big Ben was getting roughed up behind an offensive line that gave him no time. They were not able to run the ball. But really, when you look at how the Steelers were able to win this game and how their offense was able to get opportunities when their defense was able to do the work, you have to credit the Steelers pass rush because they were able to get their defense off the field when there may have not been as many strong links on their team in this game. You look at that offensive line not being able to hold up. You look at that affecting Big Ben and how long he's able to sit back there in the pocket, knowing those short throws aren't going to work all the time, knowing the running game isn't blocked well. The pass rush made sure it got a dynamic offense in the Bills' offense off the field quickly. And I think, again, what that showed us about the Steelers was that their pass rush can win them games, especially versus good quarterbacks when their offense isn't necessarily doing great or their secondary isn't necessarily doing great. The Steelers have the formula, and I think that's really, really important in today's NFL when you have a pass-heavy league, but you need a pass rush to really disrupt these great quarterbacks. And really, when you look at the play, I think the pass rush, getting other teams off the field, as I've said before, it allowed the offense to really get on the field and make plays. I think with the defense of the Bills constantly getting on the field because the Steelers pass rush was able to get that defense off the field immediately, I think it kind of made the Bills defense tired, and that kind of showed because then the Steelers were able to make plays on offense. They were able to get on the field quickly and make plays when they need to, no matter if it was a field goal or a touchdown from them when they needed it. The defense was able to get their offense back on the field when it may have not been at its best work in this game. So again, the pass rush of the Steelers can win them games, and I think that's what they proved to us this Sunday, everyone. I can't believe I'm crediting the Steelers, but look, they played well, and their pass rush really stood out to me, and I think it's going to be a force to be reckoned with once again this year, even without Bud Dupree, but adding players like Melvin Ingram, knowing you're going to get Stephon Tuitt back, and knowing Alex Highsmith is developing well, and knowing you have two all-pro players in TJ Watt and Cam Hayward, and then you also have Tyson Alualu on that defensive line, everyone. Other than that, tell me how you think this Steelers pass rush and defensive line overall played, and if you think they can win this team games this year. And overall, tell me what you thought about the Bills-Steelers game down in the comment section below, everyone. Other than that, this has been Malik Hicks, a.k.a. the Rank of the Ultimate Sports TV, signing off. Peace out, and I'll see you on the other side.